Samsung has kept quiet about any foldable it may introduce this year, but a fresh some insight into the Galaxy Z Flip 6 clamshell foldable. The successor to last year's Z Flip 5 may employ an even older chip than anticipated. A pair of Geekbench benchmarks tied to the suspected model number of the Z Flip 6 have surfaced. One, which appeared last week, is powered by Qualcomm's latest generation Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. There are several reasons why one phone appears anonymously on a benchmark site with two distinct chipset configurations and codenames: Pineapple for the current silicon, with 8GB of RAM, and Kalama for the older with 12GB of RAM. The first is that Samsung is just testing its new hardware using last year's processor. However, it may be worth investigating whether keeping older hardware with greater RAM is viable, as it is likely to be less expensive. However, Samsung may probably produce two Z Flip 6 series phones, a more powerful Pro model with a new CPU and a lower-cost standard one with the old. Phone makers have utilized older silicon in new phones to cut costs on versions that aren't quite top-tier manufacture, including Apple, which used last year's A-series chips in the regular iPhone 15 and kept its newest chips for the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max. Samsung would be following in Motorola's footsteps by producing two models: the Motorola Razr Plus, a $1,000 clamshell foldable with a massive 3.6-inch outside display, and the Motorola Razr 2023, a $700 smartphone with a smaller 1.5-inch outer display. It would make sense for Samsung to compete with its own cheaper foldable. However, there's no assurance that Samsung feels obligated to compete for customers at that lower price range. According to TrendForce research published in February, Samsung's share of the global foldable market dipped to 70% last year from 80% in 2022, but the company continues to dominate the niche. It may use its brand name to offer folding display gadgets and compete in a market segment that isn't growing as swiftly as planned. With 17.7 million foldables sold in 2023, they were supposed to expand to 27 million by 2025. It seems unlikely that the Z Flip 6's performance would be impacted by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2's slightly older chipset, since the latter is still potent and outperforms its 7th generation and less powerful siblings in benchmarks. Additionally, many Galaxy AI capabilities can still be used on phones with earlier chips, including the Z Flip 5. The following Galaxy Unpacked event from Samsung is scheduled for July 10. Samsung has selected July 10 as the date for its second Unpacked event of the year, which we exclusively disclosed a few months ago. The place? Paris, commonly referred to as the City of Love. It's the ideal decision because Samsung is one of the major global sponsors of the Games, and Paris will host the Summer Olympics in 2024 later that month. Remember that earlier this year, Samsung gave everyone a sneak peek at its first smart ring, the Galaxy Ring, and that it will be revealing more about it at the next Unpacked event. Without a doubt, AI will also receive a lot of attention. Apart from the Galaxy Ring and Galaxy AI, the primary highlights will be the Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6. At least one new pair of wireless earphones and the Galaxy Watch 7 are expected to be launched at the event. It will be a significant and hectic event, and we will be providing live reporting from the scene to address any of your urgent queries. Although our sources have a great track record, the company isn't Samsung, so plans could change at any time. We anticipate that in late May or early June, official invitations will be sent out. Whatever the ultimate date, Samsung will stream the event online for everyone around the world to enjoy from the comfort of their homes. We're a little over 2 months away from Samsung introducing its latest Galaxy foldable phones, and with the Galaxy Z6 series should come a new One UI version. Although Samsung hasn't made any formal pronouncements on the topic, the Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6 should come with the One UI 6.1.1 update, which will add incremental fixes over One UI 6.1 and polish existing features. With that in mind, One UI 6.1.1 might not be a huge update, but it can address some of One UI 6.1's flaws and improve the user experience in many ways. Many of us have been using One UI 6.1 on our Galaxy S24 devices for months, and we're looking forward to the day we get the next One UI update, whether it be One UI 6.1.1 or One UI 7. The Galaxy AI-powered generative edit tool is pretty magical when it works. It enables users to manipulate photos in new ways and in no time, but I wish it had a few extra features. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll keep an eye out and get back to you. See you tomorrow. Peace out.